Travis.
And we are late to the party. And it's another episode of
Better Late Than Never.
I wanted to see if both of you would sing it.
I was going to see if she did, but I liked hers more like a kiddie rhyme.
What a lovely singing voice you have there. But 2019 is here, and we are going through all new themes for Better Late Than Never. So Travis, I know you came up with this theme probably today or yesterday.
Oh gosh, it was on the spot.
Yeah.
Right, no. It goes in with theme with our last one of Ghostbusters 2. With the baby.
Okay.
So we're going to do baby movies.
Baby New Year. So
baby New Year's. Fresh start. Fresh time.
Baby Geniuses.
Babies.
Baby's Day Out. I Got You, Babe.
I Got You, Babe.
Look Who's
Babe.
Talking. Yeah. Oh, Babe. If you put that in there, I'm going to be so upset. Travis does take liberties every once in a while when it comes to this theme.
I do stretch theme sometime, yes. But let's go with it. Let's get started here.
Okay.
This particular first movie of this first year was released October 13th, 1989.
Okay.
Had a budget of $7.5 million.
Okay.
It was a box office hit of $297 million. It was directed by Amy Heckerling, which you've known, she's from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Clueless.
Johnny Dangerson, European Vacation.
Right.
She's done episodes of The Office.
Damn, Amy Heckerling's in quite a bit.
Yeah.
Look Who's Talking.
Yeah.
This particular movie spawned 2 sequels and a TV show that was kind of loosely based on it.
Really?
Yeah, it had stars like Tony Danza, Scott Baio, and even George Clooney were in it.
Oh my God, you're Tony Danza playing John Travolta.
Yeah. So this movie stars Christy Alley, John Travolta, as the voice of Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Abe Vigoda.
Bruce Willis as the voice of Mikey.
No, it's just Bruce Willis.
I thought you said as the voice of Bruce Willis. I was like, John Travolta's playing Bruce Willis.
This was a surprise hit. No one expected this movie to be such a huge hit, but it was. This was actually John Travolta's most successful movie after the movie Grease.
But before Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, absolutely. April 6th of 2010, it was reported that the Fast and Furious producer Neil H. Muntz was wanting to reboot this movie.
I don't...
You can't take the like, it was like a lightning in a bottle. Like,
it was
you
magical,
can't, yeah, like, I don't think you can recreate what it is.
And I like all 3 of them.
And it's the same thing how, like, if they're going to try to do, like, 3 Men and a Baby.
Right.
And I feel like they can't create that either because...
You guys are assuming this is one movie, but it's totally not the one you're thinking of.
Magnum P.I., and that one Jewish actor, Ted Danson. So let's watch the trailer for, I'm assuming, Look Who's Talking.
It's the most natural thing in the world. No. Yes.
No.
Here's the General in Stargate SG-1.
I take it this wasn't a
Dawn...
It's
something.
a beautiful, magical experience.
St. Jerome's Hospital.
John Travolta.
Come on, breathe deep.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Kirstie Alley.
Give me some drugs. Oh, thank you really a lot.
Now that is a little...
Yeah.
Bruce Willis as the voice of
Oh,
Mike.
I get around.
Put me back in! Put me back in!
So you're the one that's been kicking.
So you're the one that's been eating all that spicy food.
Now Mike Tushie needs his help.
I'm gonna get you the best daddy there is.
All right, I'm on the case too.
But when you think like this little guy... Boy, I gotta think about getting my own place.
Where the hell are my thumbs?
Things over your eyes. No, let me grab one.
Ah.
There we go.
Esther, I want you to meet my grandson.
Something cold and wet in my shorts down here, guys.
I love the music that they keep playing through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So fat.
Oh yeah, she's gone.
She's gone.
You know that's breast milk.
Are you showing him how to make a cup of coffee?
I just thought of someone perfect for you. You'll love him.
What's that clown? I want you to be my daddy. And I'll tell mommy about it.
You really think you're responsible enough to be a father?
This is called driving.
Gonna be a pilot one day.
Yeah.
So tough.
Oh,
Oh, conflict.
no.
Look who's talking.
What a sweetie.
You must be thinking the same thing.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, right back at you, babe.
Okay. And yet the baby in the, like, all the promos for it. What is that supposed to, like, a world? A world egg? That's weird.
Egg.
I'm glad they changed it later. It was just him with, like, the sunglasses.
Yeah.
And then in Look Who's Talking To, it was, like, the two babies with the
babies.
sunglasses.
So look who's talking. Would you see it based off this trailer?
Yeah, because it's got John Travolta in it, and it was kind of like in the peak of like him being there, and he was younger and all that stuff, you know. Good
I would
looking.
see it off of this only because it just looks fun. Not because of John Travolta, because probably back then I'm like, who the hell's John Travolta?
Well, if
He was
there
that
was
guy
somebody
who did the singing thing. That's who he is. He was in Taxi.
exactly no, but if
Oh, he's
you're
playing
like
a
if
taxi
you
in
love
Taxi.
Grease,
Nah.
So, Travis talks about it, the earliest memory you have of going to the movie theater and watching a movie. Now, for me, my earliest memory of going to a theater and watching a movie was Look Who's Talking.
Really?
Which is funny because the way I got there...
Was it at the drive-in?
It was not at the drive-in.
at the drive-in.
It was actually at an AMC that no longer existed in our city of Tucson, and now it's like a Spirit Halloween and like Trader Joe's or something, Albertsons. But anyways, I remember my mom was going to go out and watch this movie, and I did not want to stay home with my dad and so my mom was like going, and I just cried and cried and cried and cried and made her feel so bad that she had to take me to the movie. And then it was like I watched the entire movie. Like I loved it, and I think that's where my love for John Travolta came from, was because he's very fatherly. He's James. I mean, James Ubriaco. And I loved how great James was on camera. He wasn't over the top. He wasn't stupid. He was just a good person who was kind of a swindler at times. He did what he needed to do to get by. And then Kirstie Alley was a mom that was just totally at wit's end. She really was just lost. And it was just a really well put together movie. And Bruce Willis as Mikey was hilarious. I loved hearing Bruce Willis in such a childlike wonder. Because Bruce Willis, I remember watching him in Moonlighting, and then watching him, of course, in Die Hard, which ended up coming later for me. But yeah, it was just a well put together movie to the point where I did love the sequels as well, all in one after that. You'll never get me, Skeletor.
Speaking of the sequels, I mean, this movie was so successful, no one expected it to be.
Right.
And so they made Look Who's Talking 2.
Right.
Which was fun.
Which basically kind of was like Look Who's Talking One, but they just added another baby.
From another perspective,
Yeah.
with two toddlers going through it.
Yeah.
Which was successful. It was also directed by Amy Heckerling.
Yeah. And they put Elias Koteas in there as Kirstie Alley's brother, which I love,
Yeah,
Casey
and then
Jones.
where this time though,
Yeah.
the baby, the other baby is voiced by Roseanne.
Roseanne Barr did
Which
take over the voice
I
of
was
the
over
second
because
one.
at the end of this movie they
Correct.
show the birth of it, and it was voiced by Joan Rivers.
Correct, which I would have preferred. Can we talk?
Yeah.
And-
Can we talk?
But that's another.
was my Joan Rivers
That's
voice.
another thing too. Is like I don't know what it is about the voices. I loved Roseanne as Julie. Like she was again.
It was perfect.
She
It
was
was-
annoying as hell as that baby crying all the time. But man, when Mikey ripped the freaking penguin head off her little penguin, her friend, my
Oh my
friend. So yeah, and it's just the visuals of the baby crying.
You know, just reminded me
She has
right
to
now
look.
of this movie of Mr. Potty.
There go pee pee.
Go pee-pee. I want your pee-pee.
I want your pee pee.
I
Mel
want your-
Brooks.
Give me your pee-pee.
Mel Brooks.
Give me your pee-pee.
And that's what I loved that Amy Heckerling actually did with this movie is there's a lot of little cutscenes in all three of the movies where it's like these fantasy cutscenes that are just daydreams essentially,
You know,
that are
it's-
crazy over the top.
So funny too is like I totally forgot about, but Look Who's Talking Now.
Right.
That one was produced by Amy Heckerling.
Right, she
but
actually
she didn't direct it, and it
Right.
was not as successful at all.
Yeah,
'Cause
well-
that has
But
to
I
do with the
love
dogs
Look Who's
talking, with Danny
Talking
DeVito
Now.
being
It's a good
the
Christmas
voice.
movie.
I know,
Yeah, it
it's a
really
good
is.
Christmas movie.
Meals on Wheels.
I love Look Who's Talking
Yeah, Diane Keaton and Danny DeVito, Frank
Yeah.
himself as Rocks. But I
was-
loved the
oh,
characters
yeah,
that,
no,
that
I was
were
gonna say
built
it
in the
was
first
great.
movie to the third movie.
The fact that John Travolta and Kirstie Alley took it all the way through a trilogy was great.
Right.
And I think there were other films that kind of spawned off from that. but I don't know too much about it, and I could be completely wrong. Maybe it was a Hallmark movie I was watching. Maybe, I don't know.
What, babies talking?
Maybe, yeah.
And I did love how they didn't have to go over crazy at the top. The babies weren't talking, but you could see it on their face. Like the emotions. It was more like inner thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't go for the whole, I'm not talking baby.
Like
Right.
the baby is actually talking.
Like
Right.
baby Jesus.
Right, like they did. It was more, like you said, inner thought, which was great.
Even though they communicated with each other, both Mikey and Julie
But
in the
what if
second
that's
one.
how they communicate? What if that's how dogs communicate?
Yeah, they're telepathically linked like aliens. Aliens. But yes, Look Who's Talking. It's definitely a fan favorite in our household. What do you guys think of Look Who's Talking? Let us know in the comments below. What are some of your favorite quotes from that movie? Because I know me, Tim, we would always go back and forth when it comes to Look Who's Talking.
I have more of the quotes down from Look Who's Talking Now.
Because it's probably the first one you probably saw that one before or saw that more times. than
That's
this
very
one.
true. I did see Look Who's Talking Now way more times than I saw this one and the second one.
Yeah, we totally saw this one I had it on a VHS tape, and we always rewound and kept watching. You know, it's so scandalous with the sperm scene.
Creatively done, though. Creatively done. It was definitely...
They're all bumping into the wall.
Yeah, like I was curious as to how they built that. Of course, at 6, I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
But
You're
yes.
like, I have no idea what this is.
Now there's a baby. I mean, that was probably a good way to teach your kids
Yeah.
about procreation.
Right.
So, either way, thank you guys for watching our reaction to the original trailer of Look Who's Talking. What did you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. You can also like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking joints, you know where they are. Kick the party, feel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Gets us where we need to go. Patrons, you get to see these videos a few days earlier before the public. So go check out what we have to offer there. Thank you guys so much, and as always,
Now it's time to say goodbye.
this party is over. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.